Hey y'all, it's Mariah Kelli with Talk Your Walk. It's me, Mariah Kelli, aka MK, and I am bringing to you a new world that I know and love so much called Talk Your Walk. And Talk Your Walk is my baby, it's my business, it's my chance to tell you guys more about my viewpoint on the acting and modeling industry. Let's get into it. So this first video is just like an intro, an overview of me, and I say this because I watched my first videos when I did Talk Your Model Reality with Darcy Clark, and it was so much fun. We learned so much about one another and about our interests. But I think that there were some things that I felt like I was missing. So I was like, let me dabble back into the intro. My name, MK, is an abbreviation of Mariah Kelli. It's more endearing when people call me MK. I don't know. Mariah just seems like so political and government. So MK is best. And I was born June 2nd, 1991 in Chicago, Illinois. And love my parents, love my family. I got a bunch of siblings. I'm not gonna go into all that right now. But I am the middle of my mom's 2 girls. I'm number 2 of my dad's 5. And I have, I think, a really nice melting pot of things that I have learned and experienced in my life. I was, as a kid, kind of like that artsy girl, but I also could kind of get along with almost every crowd. So me being the artsy girl that I am, I think that it was always aligned or destined for me to be a woman of many different hats. And that's literally what my friends say about me now. Like, girl, you're always doing something, or you always know somebody. And it comes from me being really artsy and creative, but also like a social butterfly. That's what I'll call it, a social butterfly. So yes, I have always loved being involved in the arts, but what really happened was there were certain programs going on throughout the city where I could get involved here in Kansas City, where I could get involved in on-camera and theater stuff. And I was like, yes, that's me. That's where I belong. And so I started with Kansas City Young Audiences, and I did these programs as a teenager while in middle school that were my extracurricular activities. And I started signing up for things at school too that just helped me kind of like sharpen those interests. So my mom, she was all behind it. She was a single mom, but she always found some sort of way or like scholarship for me to get into these programs. I met so many different people. I learned theater, I learned improv. Eventually I learned debate. And I always felt like my mom was pouring into me these different talents and gifts and like helping me sharpen the tools, but also like understanding that although I'm tall, I don't have all of the athletic abilities. Let's just say it like that. I love sports, but I am definitely an artsy social butterfly. That's what we're coining it as. So as time kind of went along, I told my mom, I really think runway is my vibe. I really feel like, first of all, it wasn't something that I was around a bunch of kids and that was what they were doing. They weren't like, I want to act. And I was one of the go-to friends, like, oh, Mariah wants to act, Mariah wants to model. And I really had a lot of pride in that. Like, yes, I take theater. Yes, I can act. And back then we used to call it the triple threat. I don't think I was a triple threat, even though I was dancing and acting. I can't sing. I actually have this new this new terminology that I coined. I said, my name is Mariah, but I can't carry. Because everybody's like, okay, she was born in 91. She must have got her name from Mariah Carey. And now Mariah Carey has been coined as the Queen of Christmas. I can't live up to that. Like, I cannot. So I stick to what I knew. And I was taking all these modeling classes, and I was really getting and dabbling into like theater and what that really looked like. And then once I got into high school, I was in orchestra. So unfortunately, if you know about the Orc Dorks, we don't usually get a chance to be on stage. We are in the orchestra pit, which is down below, okay? And then I played the violin all through high school. And then I finally got to a point where I was like, okay, like let's get into what it'll look like to do more runway and more print. Because I had done some meetups as a kid and had a portfolio built and was with this other agency. But I think I really wasn't in there like I really wanted to be. I wanted a magazine cover. I was dreaming big. I was like, I'm going to be a Victoria's Secret angel. That was what everybody wanted to do in like the late 90s and 2000s. And so I got into college and I was like, you know what? Like, I want to focus on my studies. I want to be, you know, really determined to like focus and get my degree. But something was tugging at my heart, and I was like basically shadowing these designers and makeup artists and people in production, and I was like, this is where I want to be. This is where I belong. And so I would drive or ride the bus or carpool with somebody from Lawrence, Kansas to KC, like 45-minute drive, just so that I could get a little taste of like the runway shows. And then Kansas City Fashion Week was introduced to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I can do runway. I auditioned, I volunteered, I networked, and that's really where things really started taking off for me. I learned about trade for print. I learned about the importance of like having a strong portfolio, and then I connected with people who were signed with agencies, and I was like, where's the money at? Like, show me what's up. Like, can I really do this? And they were like, absolutely. Just, you know, practice your walk and get your portfolio. And I'm so grateful for all of those opportunities, but life really didn't pop off until I signed with my agency. So I've been signed with Exposure Model and Talent since 2017. I was a new mom. I was like, I need money, I need resources, I need connections, and the main way I know that I'm going to like take it to the next level and not just be like the cute backstage girl or the quick runway show is by having an agency. So I hit up my best friend Josh, and I was like, I noticed that you keep, you know, showing up in Kansas City Fashion Week, and you've been in a couple commercials. I want to do that. Like, put me on. So once I connected with Josh, he was like, these are the photos that you need to send. This is what you need to say. And I just kind of jumped into it. And yeah, it was scary. It was really scary because I didn't know if I could commit to the time. I had a new baby, and I was just trying to navigate my way through life. But at the end of the day, it felt like I could tap into this new realm, a new world, and do this for my daughter, but also like reactivate all those dreams of being on TV and like get an Emmy. And I just really wanted to key into that. And I had a one-on-one with my agency, and they interviewed me, and I was in, and it's no going back from here. So I am a single mom. It comes to no surprise. I absolutely love that girl, and Felicity has been my partner in crime. She's a Capricorn, so she keeps me in line. She reminds me of all the things that I said I was gonna do, and she supports me and loves it when she sees me in commercials and in advertisements, and she's always rooting for me. But when she turned 5, I was like, do you wanna do what mommy's doing? Like, is this something you're interested in? And she's like, yeah. So she signed with my agency as well, and she's been such a rock star. She's done a couple of voiceovers, and she's not really a shy girl, which makes me really excited because a lot of times you have to breed the kids. No, it's in her veins. It's in her blood to be a superstar and a rock star. And a lot of times people will say, oh, my kid is my why. But I really, really mean that when I say that. Like, Felicity is my why. She's the reason why I know when I wake up and I am doing all these self-tapes and all these auditions, or I'm driving to wherever to pick her up and take her to a babysitter, and I'm putting in the work and I'm staying up late, and she is not only my why because I know that she will be proud of me and she will feel like I am investing in our future, but she's also like my reminder, my constant cheerleader. Like, nothing feels better when your kid is like, that was really good, like, keep going, I love that. And she cheers me on, and I love her so much. So now that it's her time to shine, which we recently did a Sam's Club commercial together, and she killed it. She killed it. She was a little hyper because we gave her some chocolate and sugar and stuff before. It's fine. But once she got on, she was on. She didn't have any speaking lines, but she took direction so well. And it just made me such a proud mom. I was literally like, that's my girl. That's my girl. And everybody else was really gravitating to her positive energy as well. So I think that we may have a little superstar on our hands, and I cannot wait for you guys to see how much further she goes, you know. I'm not gonna push her. I'm not gonna be a stage mom, I pray. But as long as she, tells me that she's interested in it and we have that communication, she's gonna be my partner in crime. My partner in cookies is really what I say. And yeah, she's a rock star. So City, if you're watching this, I love you. So yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is just knowing that like there's so much energy that's always been around me and pulled me into acting, and now I'm doing these commercials with banks and car washes and hospitals, and it's exactly where I see myself and exactly what I want to do. So thank you so much for watching Talk Your Walk intro. It's me, Mariah Kelli, and I really hope that you key into the great things that I've said. If you know somebody that's interested in modeling, interested in acting, send them my way. I plan on doing some really cool things in 2023, starting some virtual coaching and doing one-on-ones. So no matter where you are, you can find me. But in the meantime, please please subscribe. Please share with a friend that you think may be interested in acting or modeling or wants to dabble or maybe wants to know like the Kansas City market, which I know pretty well, and has questions about, auditioning or whatever it may be. I got you. I want to be the go-to girl when it comes to mentoring for acting and modeling, and I'm wishing y'all the best. Thank you.